My name is Donnell Davis, and this is another edition via the Blue Room. Now, about a week ago, I watched the Screw Attack video with Goku versus Superman, and many people weighed in on the outcome of the battle. A lot of people upset that they had Superman defeating Goku, and some actually had posted some really good videos on why it is they felt that the Screw Attack video actually was a bit of a fluke, just so to say. And I tend to agree. Especially, I watched a video where the guy commented on Goku's use of the power pole, which is something that he didn't actually really use much in Dragon Ball Z. And they used filler from GT by allowing Super Saiyan 4, which originally Dragon Ball Z was supposed to be the end of the Dragon Ball universe. But needless to say that the fight was done in great animation, and for the information that they used and the formulas that they used to justify Superman's victory, is actually it was detailed. And while that's good, I think some minor details were just I won't call them minor. I think there's some major details that I think was overlooked. Right at the beginning, Goku shows up to fight. So if you haven't watched the video, look up Screw Attack, Death Battle, Superman versus Goku. And they have actually some other ones, and also a 1 minute melee, which is they're all actually done pretty well. And some of the matchups are crazy and silly, much like Vegeta versus Shadow. Very odd stuff. I don't know how that matchup came about. But it did, but back to this one, which is also Screw Attack's most detailed death battle between Goku and Superman. Now, if you wanted to go through the battle piece by piece, Goku used Kaioken, and and when he became Super Saiyan, he quit using Kaioken. So that was one little gripe I had. Two, Superman is while being powered by the sun, Goku tends to concentrate on his foe's source of power really early in a battle, and actually figures that out. I didn't really like how they kept his very eager to keep the fight fair personality. Now, while that is definitely a trait of his, he definitely likes to study his opponent in their source of power. The moment where he shot the Kamehameha wave and destroyed the building with the kryptonite and such like that, and the fight continued, Superman powered up again and hit him with the car. Normally, Goku wouldn't even need to power up Super Saiyan 2 just to break free from the car. He'd simply power up Super Saiyan level 1, and it would be more than enough to actually disperse the car. But I guess they did that to just keep the battle progressing and to keep the transformations progressing. He used instant transmission once to track Superman and hit him with the power pole, which was cool in and of itself, but as fast as Superman flies, the instant transmission's ability to move instantly actually gave Goku a speed advantage he never really used after the first time. And if he were going to actually use the instant transmission, he would have used it to set up a far better attack than to just smack him with the power pole. Because Goku's actual move with that is called the instant transmission Kamehameha wave, which he uses against Cell to power up all his energy to appear right behind his opponent to, in essence, destroy them. And I was a bit disappointed about that. And so Goku flies, and another thing, when Goku's flying with flying over the water, even if Goku couldn't keep up with him, Goku would have been more likely to chase him and wondering what it is that he's flying for. I mean, he's flying to the middle of nowhere, so there's only a few options. Either he's going to go take the fight to the water, or he's doing something in particular, which I think that was a huge tell that Superman was using the sun to power him, because you had a blue sky, blue water, but one sun. It was the only thing that actually was different about the whole scenario. And Goku has figured out scrapes and with his his hardened battle instincts, that he would have actually seen before the outer space scene that the sun was powering Goku. And next up, when they were fighting out in the middle of the nowhere, the Superman's biggest weakness, the cut off from the sun and taking damage from it. I never really understood that part. So you have Goku's strongest form. He goes Super Saiyan 3 and 4 out there. The fourth covering the clouds. Which by then, Superman's power should be depleting actually pretty rapidly. Even though he has an upward surge, he's still fighting and using a lot of his powers to keep up with Goku's highest transformation. Which means the moment he flies up, that disadvantages should have actually started coming into play for Superman a lot more. Which they did when they got out into space. But they should have played a bigger factor to where Goku in that moment should have actually been faster, because he's in essence at his fastest. And Superman being cut off from the sun while fighting and taking damage should have lowered, definitely I would have felt would have lowered him easily enough for Goku to overpower him before him getting to the sun. But then again, they made it to where Goku figured out so late something that he probably would have figured out, especially if he was forced to use powers beyond Super Saiyan 2. That's usually when Goku figures out where he would fall in to wanting to have his opponent figured out. He wouldn't have just tried to simply overpower him like they tried to have Goku do in the Screw Attack video. And so they go outer space. He shoots a Kamehameha wave. He shoots, in essence, shoots Superman into the sun. And from there, it gets pretty corny. The ending was pretty much to be desired. The fact that Goku, the fact that Goku knew he was alive, and while he they made him summon the Spirit Bomb and intake the power of the sun via Spirit Bomb, and get hit with that little Megaton punch, had the boot flying after it was all said and done. And mind you, I pretty much skipped over the end because that's when the fight to me got really, really just corny and stupid. But the ending wasn't all that bad. It wasn't that bad. But I would have liked to see just a little bit more. Okay. Goku trains all the time, has hardened battle instincts, and Superman is constantly gaining powers via the sun. So the winner it depends so much on so many different variables. One, we don't know. Goku has more limitations than Superman. That's definitely apparent. Superman seems to have a limitless supply powers. They're constantly ever being rewritten, added upon, in terms of where he's just basically a god, especially Superman Prime. And Goku, with the recent addition with the Dragon Ball Z gods, has also gained the godlike abilities. A bit he doesn't have much control over it at the time. And the timeline this was 6 months after the defeat of Majin Buu. So the god powers is somewhere new to him. And Goku trains pretty much all the time. So if you were to take the battles at their base forms, now, and I will use the Screw Attack format, the random encounter. So if they were to fight at night, obviously Goku would win, because his energy is internal, and with the absence of the sun, Superman would deplete so much energy. I highly doubt he would even be able to beat Goku via Super Saiyan 1 at that point. Whether or not, and he could just simply use Kaioken to win the battle. Now, the two things I see in most of the videos and the difference is technique versus just a raw power. In the videos I've seen where people give it to Superman, it's just his ability to become so much more powerful via whether it be the blue star, the sun, being in the sun itself for long periods of time, and he gets an innate sense of just being all powerful. On the other hand, those who agree that Goku would win attribute it to the fact that Goku is constantly harnessing his powers, constantly pushing himself to be better, constantly improving, evolving, always figuring out new ways to have his powers work for him in better and more creative ways. And that was actually a good thing that I didn't really put much thought into at the time, because when I saw the Screw Attack video, I was in complete agreement that before the video, I thought Goku would win. After the video, I thought Superman. I'm just like, okay, they explained it really good. I got mixed up in all the formulas and such like that. But the one thing that I didn't think of is just practicalities. Batman is able to best Superman in a fist fight once he used the kryptonite arrow on him. Batman needed a lot more, but in hindsight, if you take away Superman's abilities and he's just mortal, there's not a whole lot of superheroes that he really can beat due to the fact that he really has no real definitive martial arts training. While he does learn martial arts via his home planet, they're more sort of martial arts that teach him how to harness his powers within combat. So you really don't see Superman using attacks too much outside of his two fists, or maybe just or slams and such like that, which would be more brute force, high striking MMA styles without kicks, high kicks and knees, because you don't see Superman do that too much. And with his sort of power, he wouldn't really need to. And if you were just taking it on power alone, the Superman aficionados would actually be correct. He is in another league in which Goku does not achieve, or at least he doesn't achieve through means other than training. And that sort of timeline probably won't exist for Goku, especially given that he's still pretty much mortal. On the flip side, though, Goku's powers are internalized, and they are focused and trained to the best of their abilities. Goku, far more formidable as a martial artist, would, in all-out scrap-out, would easily destroy Superman, and with techniques alone. In fact, most of Goku's Kai Blasts are actually technique-based and not power-based. Meaning, in the Dragon Ball Z universe, a Kai Blast is simply just an extension of the user. So, all the things that he can do is the amount of power he'll put out with punches and kicks, but they're just concentrated into raw energy. And Goku would undoubtedly win if it just came down to trading fists, because he just simply is far more skilled in terms of hand-to-hand combat. In all honesty, with the lack of knowledge on what their true limitations are, and the fact that given in any scenario, multiple scenarios, one can best the other, I think that it's probably better not to call a winner into that battle, because on either hand, you can have a winner. So if you made it to the end of this video, I'll give you 2 likes. Please subscribe. Thank you.